Hi, I'm Josh with the Hubert Company. I'm here with Jason Brust, and today we're going to be talking about micro markets. So, Jason, if you could just tell me a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Josh, I'm the general manager for dining services here at John Carroll University with Parkhurst Dining.
Awesome. So, what is it that you're like in charge of, and like what do you handle for Parkhurst?
So we serve about 3,000 meals a day. That's with a dining hall, full service dining hall, retail establishment with three virtual concepts, a couple C-stores, a couple coffee shops, and catering as well.
Okay, so you kind of do a little bit of everything. It sounds like.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, so recently you had purchased a micro market for a university, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So from your position, what is kind of like one of the most important things to the university with going through and buying that?
We wanted to make it, first of all, pleasing to the eye. We had some lower end merchandisers last year that just couldn't take the beating, from the kids coming in and out constantly, from grabbing the pegs, would break. It was
Mm.
incredibly frustrating. So one of the great things about this unit is how sturdy it is. It just from when it arrived in the packaging, and we took it out and it's just held up well. No chips, scratches, nothing's broken. It's been great. And it's just the accessibility and customization of it was great. We were looking for that too, so we can move things around and customize it to what, new items and products that we wanted to carry.
That's awesome. So can you kind of describe to me what is a micro market, or like that is exactly?
So for Parkhurst, a micro market is expanded grab and go, with everything from fresh made soup, salads, and sandwiches, all the way to convenience items. And when I say convenience items, just not food, toiletries, things that the students can take back to their dorm. So all of those are part of our wall unit that we purchased.
Okay. Are you able to tell me like what like the best sellers are that you have currently?
Sure. Right now, definitely energy drinks. And then the items that they can take back to their dorms, the bigger packages of chips, the toiletries, the Advil, the laundry soap, and then just in general, we have a great program called Forge Partners, where we highlight local artists and producers, and we can put a lot of those items on there as well, and that's been a huge hit as well. Everything from jerky to ice cream, just a bunch of different really cool products.
Cool. Have you been able to get any like feedback from like employees or students from the micro market from the new update?
Yeah, they love it. They love the clean look. They love how easy it is to access the items, and the way we were able to customize it and design it online to fit our needs was great. So the flow of it, being that they move from grabbing their snacks, ending at the beverages, and then ending at the checkout, which is built into the micro market, is great.
Awesome. You kind of mentioned some of the pain points of the product, your old product, like breaking and stuff like that. Were there any other pain points that you were seeing or problems that upgrading this would potentially solve for you guys?
Yeah, I think having the floor units in the middle of the space made it easy for people to steal as well. So having this big open wall unit, and the way it was designed, enables us to put our cameras on it to really monitor the customers as they're going through, and make sure that they're hitting that self-serve checkout stand on the way out. That's been a huge help in cutting down theft.
Well, that's good. Can you talk to me a little bit about the space? Was this just a complete like renovation, or were you just taking one thing out and putting something new in, or what did that look like?
So this was we have a brand new dining hall, a huge renovation, and the space that the micro market went into has yet to be completely renovated. So we wanted to give that a facelift before we decided what we were going to do with it. So in the space that it's sitting in now, last year, it was just, some Coke coolers and some random things to fill the space. So this really, along with some paint and some new marketing, this really completed the space, made it look nice, and just it looks finished instead of something that's just thrown together.
Okay. How did you find out about Hubert? About Hubert, yeah.
So I heard from our marketing department, told me that it was available, and we order from Hubert regularly for other things.
Okay.
So I went on there and just had a lot of fun, playing with the program where you could design things, customize your signage, your shelving, your pegs, everything. Yeah, it was easy and seamless. It was great.
Have you worked with other vendors in the past at all? Yeah, or just in general?
Yeah, we work with some other vendors for equipment purchases, for larger equipment purchases for remodels, but I use Hubert for the majority of my small wares.
Okay. Okay, I guess you kind of answered that one. So it sounded like did you use our build a tool kit for the micro market? Is that what you did?
Yeah, I did.
Can you talk a little bit about what it was like to use the toolkit that you used?
Sure. Yeah, it was incredibly easy. I mean, it was just so easy to be able to drag and drop, to move the pieces around, to select and customize each piece, to customize, how many pegs I wanted, how many shelves I wanted, and then, to top it all off, to be able to pick signage, to not have to bother my marketing team, to finish that off and customize signage for it was great. So from start to finish, really easy. Shipping was a lot faster than I thought it would be, especially considering what's going on right now, and delays. So that came, and the way it was shipped was so secure, so solid. Took me a while to get it out of the packaging, but it was great. Not a thing wrong with it.
Yeah. So did you at all talk to any of our like experts to help you plan this, or was it all on your end, or what did that look like?
Once we completed our selection and sent it in the cart, I did talk to Chessie, and she walked me through and made sure that I was, good with everything, and we went over it and reviewed it. And after that process, like I said, it was pretty quick turnaround.
Awesome. What did you think? Let me ask you this. Well, you may not know this, but what about, like, how did the assembly of it go?
Assembly was easy. There really wasn't. It came almost completely assembled. All we had to do was put the pegs in the shelving in, and put the magnetic signs on the top. So that was really easy.
Okay. Can you walk us through kind of like what it was like to work with Chessie at the Hubert Company?
Sure. She was great, responsive. When we thought that there were going to be delays, she followed up with the manufacturer and made sure, that the dates were on point, because she knew that I had to have it by a certain day to open. And it did. It showed up 2 days before. Even though it was cutting it close, it still gave us a couple days to get things in place. And she lived up to her word and got it done for us.
Awesome. What did you think the biggest hurdle was that this project was going to be, and were we able to alleviate any of the problems or concerns that you had?
Biggest hurdle was just timing. Making sure it got here. We were waiting for the client was paying for this, so we were waiting for clearance from them to order. So once we did, we knew we had a really limited window to get it in here and get it up before the students arrived. And we, like I said, she was great. She made sure it happened, and it did. Came on time.
That's awesome. Would you consider this project successful? And how did this project kind of help you solve the pain points that you had mentioned earlier obviously about it falling apart, but in terms of, like, time and money, revenue, and that kind of stuff?
Sure. So yeah, I definitely, it's a definite success. It enabled us to separate out the space from the restaurant end to the C-store. So it's, like I said, it's a cleaner look, and it's held up well. So that's successful. No issues with that. As you know, in higher ed, that's one of the things we always worry about is will it handle, will it handle the abuse that it's going to get, and it has. And just all the way around, we've been so happy with it. We're going to have a redesign of our library here soon, and one of the things that we're looking at putting in is another one of the units with our C-store.
Cool. Has there been any, has it impacted the workload at all on your employees?
I think it's made it easier just because how customizable it is. We can move the shelves around, we can move the pegs around, we can interchange pieces, the whole wall units. So that's made that easier. So if we want to change our mix of products on that wall, it's really easy to make those switches.
Would you recommend working with Hubert on other projects?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Always been great. I can count on them to get things here in a timely manner. And if they can't for some reason, I'm always given notification.
Okay. If there's something that you could tell maybe another customer or client that was looking to purchase a micro market, what would you tell them about it?
I would just say to, not only I think I've given enough kudos, I've said how great it is, but, as far as the things I would watch for, I would make sure that you measure correctly, make sure that you're measuring your space correctly, and that you know exactly what your product mix is going to be before you purchase it. That's going to enable you to really fit the space correctly, because if you give the correct measurements, if you know exactly what you're ordering, these units will fit like a glove. They will be exactly what you ordered and fit the space perfectly. The only other thing I would say is that be prepared, because these things are so well made. The packaging does take a while to unload, to get them taken apart. So make sure that you have some tools and some time to get them out of the packaging.
Okay, awesome. Here at the end, we just kind of want to let you rate Hubert and the experience that you've had. So just 1 through 5, 1 being like the worst and 5 being the best. And if you could, what would you rate like your overall buying experience and why?
Sure. For this, absolutely a 5. And again, because I'll reiterate, because Chessie made sure they lived up to their promise of delivering on time. The product arrived immaculate, no issues, and everything came as ordered. So there were no surprises, no oops, and especially in the small window of time that we had to get this thing open, we needed to make sure it was right, and it was.
Okay. How would you rate our customer service?
I'd give that a 5 as well. Same reasons, just always consistent, and I know I can count on them.
Awesome. What about the product quality?
I'd give that a 5 as well. Like I said, no issues whatsoever. It's holding up to, the constant use and restocking, floor machines hitting it, you name it. There have been no issues.
Cool. And then what would be the likelihood that you would work with Hubert again?
Very likely.
Awesome. Well, Jason, thank you so much for doing this interview with me today. I'm glad that you could do it, and yeah, have a good day.
All right.